Hi, I'm Wren.
I'm Angeline.
And I'm Nameera.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of Operation Tomatometer, Townsend Harris's very own film and TV review podcast.
So, if you haven't been living on a deserted island in Bali, then you know about the newest movie, Ticket to Paradise.
It's a romantic comedy directed by Ol Parker, best known for his work in Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, and The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. It stars Julia Roberts and George Clooney, who, as we know, have very good chemistry together. They've been in 6 movies together.
3 playing husband and wife.
3. And in this movie, they're playing a divorced couple. The two find themselves begrudgingly working together to stop their love-struck daughter from ditching her law career to marry a charming kilt farmer who she barely knows. Taking place in wonderful Bali, this film depicts the obstacles of learning to forgive yourself and also embracing the fact that you can make a happy future, even if it means rebuilding from the ground up.
Now, let's get into the episode.
How'd you feel about it?
I personally, I'm not that big of a fan of rom-coms, but I did enjoy watching this movie, especially on the big screen.
But the thing about rom-coms for me is that if they use a lot of cliches, they have to do it right. You know what I mean? Like, for me, rom-coms are when you want that, like, fuzzy feeling, like eating a meal and feeling warm after. And honestly, I thought this film was, like, perfect for that. It was, like, since it's getting so cold now, it was, like, that, like, cup of hot cocoa in your hands.
Yeah, especially since it's set in Bali.
Exactly, and the sun... I was a little confused, because I was like, I kind of thought that they were going to release this in summer. Like, it felt like a summer film. Do you know what I mean?
It's kind of like the beginning of fall, though. It didn't feel out of place.
Out of place. I guess, yeah. Yeah, it did bring a lot of warmth. Like, I see why they would do that, but at the same time, it was like, this seems like a total summer film.
I do think George Clooney and Julia Roberts really made this movie
their chemistry
as good as it was.
So nice. We were Googling the actors beforehand, and we saw, like, that they've been in, like, multiple movies together.
Yeah, they've been in 6, where they've played, husband and wife 3 out of the 6 times.
And, I don't know, I think that just makes it so much better. Like,
you could tell that they were comfortable with each other.
Yeah. Going back to, like, the chemistry between Julia Roberts and George Clooney, I feel like that's what made the movie. There's one part of this movie that I thought was kind of lazy, but it still worked. And I think it's simply because of the chemistry they had with each other. It was the tree scene. Like, they kept mentioning in the movie, like, how they met, right? They never showed any scenes of it. Like, it was never played out. It was only through dialogue. And the actors just, I don't know. I was crying because...
Oh, yeah, you were. She was crying.
No, because there was this one particular part where they were mentioning how they met, how they would always bike to this tree by the lake, and they were looking, their house by the lake, and they were looking at each other so fondly. It was so, like, I don't know, the acting there was just exceptional. Like, it filled in the blanks that, you know, cinema would have.
I bet it's not acting.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding. Not to Okay.
So, do you guys think that, like, the budget really played up to this? Because I know this movie probably had a big budget if it had Julia Roberts and George Clooney there.
And they were able to film in Bali. Like, that...
Actually, that's awesome.
It was amazing.
But we did have some CGI
issues with the dolphins?
There were CGI dolphins.
They were not.
Ocean, and they were, like, very clearly, like, very...
Yeah.
MS Paint.
But I don't think Netflix really does CGI that well usually, so...
I'm also confused about the dolphin plot point, because at one point George Clooney gets, like, bitten by a dolphin, and we don't know why that happens.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, he got bit by a dolphin. And then Paul, who is another really funny character, and what's the wife's name, actually?
Georgia.
And proposes to Georgia multiple times throughout the movie, gets bitten by a spider snake as he's proposing, and they kind of compare it, but I still don't get the point of the dolphin bite.
The dolphin bite,
it was not.
But I don't know. I thought this movie hit romantic. This movie hit comedy. You know what I mean? Like,
best joke, go. Anything.
Best joke.
Best comedic moment.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah,
okay,
you too.
Okay.
I'm thinking. We couldn't write down notes in the theater. Trying to go through them.
I think I don't know if there's like one joke that was the best. Maybe I saw you jump, so maybe you have one. But I thought like it was just like the dialogue between the characters that was like banterish.
Yeah. You know? So basically part of the plot is that the parents are trying to stop the wedding, and they decide to steal the rings. So it's delayed a little bit. And so Georgia goes up to this little group of kids and shows them how Americans eat bananas.
Okay, actually,
that's a first for me, yeah.
And it was so, like, it was a little cringy, but I thought that part was really funny.
Cringe is fine.
Cringe is fine.
I think cliche works, fits in the romantic part of it, fits in the, you know, the comedy part of it. I liked it.
The airplane scene.
There's an airplane
that
scene.
Was
that was very
scene.
funny. There was a very funny airplane scene.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, reference to Airplanes, the original comedy movie.
Sure.
So on like a scale of like, what's like a really good rom-com?
I haven't seen a lot of
When Harry Met Sally.
I've never seen that one actually.
What?
No.
Okay.
It just sounded very like, I don't know, it just sounded like too much like.
Rom-coms are too much.
So on like a scale of like, what's a really bad rom-com? Like Friends with Benefits. Oh, that.
I have never
peachy.
seen that.
It's not good.
Oh,
so,
okay. I'll take your word for it, honestly.
To like Harry Met Sally. Where does this movie kind of lie?
I think this movie is in the middle, but leaning towards Harry Met Sally.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I have not seen many rom-coms, so I don't know. This was kind of, I guess, some people might call it cliche, but you could definitely predict what was going to happen, but I still thought it was fun.
It was still entertaining, you know what I mean? Like, you weren't bored.
Yeah.
Like, you were excited to hear them, like, talk, converse, you know, do their little silly things. Silly. Very silly.
Okay.
Any good music? Any?
I had Shazam. So before the premiere started, like they were like, turn off your phones. I'm from the, like, copyright federal.
So Queen's College.
It's kind of right, and so. They're like, you better shut off your phone. Okay, it wasn't as menacing as that. The guy was probably very nice. But, like, in my head, it was like, oh, if you do it, we'll drag you out, you know.
Ushers are a dying profession, so at this point.
But, like, they were so secretive about it that the movie didn't even have a title when it started. It
was,
said
like, working title.
I felt so special. We were getting to watch the
Yeah, I
movie.
know. When we walked in, it was, like, A-list. And I was like, yeah, we're pretty much an A-list, you know.
Yeah.
But, right, and so, but at the end, I was like, I need to know what this song is, and I couldn't, like, hear the music, the lyrics over the chatter, so I had to pull up my phone and secretly try to, like, Shazam it.
So you put on your phone. Wow.
Nobody's gonna snitch on
Caught
me.
it on camera.
No.
On camera.
Okay.
Okay, so scores.
I think solid, I'd give it, on a rom-com scale, solid 85.
I have nothing to compare it to, so I'm gonna say 88.
Oh.
From hearing you guys, I think I'm gonna say a solid like 85 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
86. We can compromise. 86.
86. That's
86.
pretty high compared to our other scores.
Honestly,
So-
I should have went lower for Blonde.
I should have, yeah, honestly.
Didn't we want to mention how, like, in the premiere we saw too many posters?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, they did a lot of advertising for this movie. On the way there, we
saw,
went
like,
through 3 train stations, and every single train station had at least 3 posters.
They got the money.
They do have the money. Like, even in Times Square, there's, like, a bigger billboard, and then when you, like, walked past it, there was, like, a smaller billboard of it right below the bigger billboard.
Everywhere. Nobody has never heard of this movie. Like, everyone knows.
So I think that means
out now.
I feel like that floral poster imprinted in my mind.
Yeah.
That I literally, like, skated in.
But honestly, I'm fine with them having this much advertising.
It's a good movie. It warms your heart up. It's not bad. It's not, like, it's worth a see.
Yeah.
It's worth a try, you know?
I think that about wraps up today's episode. Stay tuned for more Tomatastic content from Operation Tomatometer on Apple Podcasts, and check out the Classic and Classic Critic on Instagram and TikTok at THHS Classic to see our bloopers, behind the scenes, and other cool projects we are working on. Let us know in the comments what you think of today's episode.
Thanks for watching, and see you all next week.
Bye!
Bye.